this conversation. It's on facebook.com/Joy News on TV, and on Twitter it's at Joy News on TV. Now, at least 17 people have been killed and 13 more injured in clashes between nomadic herdsmen and indigents of Kintampo and Burikum over the last 2 weeks. There have been concerns, however, that the feud between these two groups has not been treated with the urgency it deserves over the years. Well, the Bunahafo RECSEC is expected to meet tomorrow to look at the way forward in resolving the menace. But ahead of that, I need you to suggest what measures you think can be put in place to curb the violence.
Okay, well, first of all, the question is, the Fulani herdsmen, are they Ghanaians? If they are Ghanaians, then we can think of, putting in measures to keep them wherever they are. If it is cattle farm you are going to have for them in the north, 2 or 3 cattle farms for each individual or something. But then if they are not Ghanaians, then wherever it is they are coming from, if it is from Benin, if it is from Côte d'Ivoire, wherever it is they are coming from, then we should find ways and means to get them back to their country. Because, we don't want other people's burdens being our burdens. But if it's our country and there's the need to put in measures, fine. Cattle farms in the north, that's going to bring a lot of income to us. So I think that's one good thing we can do about it.
Only there are laws in place for them to be confined in an area. They should implement that. If not to, then they should have some rules governing their activities, where they should move them to and where they shouldn't. That's what I will suggest. If only the regulators are going to enforce the disciplinary actions, that would be better.
Okay, what I'm trying to tell that maybe negotiating between the farmers and that cattle rearers, that means the people, Fulani people. So let the Fulani people negotiate. Before they enter into the farm, let them be informed that they want to go with their cattle rearers. So that means the people who are staying in the town, they should allow them to enter into the farm. Maybe Fulani, before they enter into the farms, let negotiate between the people who are staying there. I think it is more better to organize and have the rulers, to inform the rulers that means they are here to, rearing their animals.
Well, interesting suggestions there. They all make sense. But let's check out more of that on our Facebook page.
Ben Bella says, beware, make no mistake about it. Every single thing that goes wrong in our country from this day forward is not Nanado's fault, just as much as you thought it was JDM's. We thought you were going to offer a suggestion. We asked for a suggestion on how to deal with it. By Jeremiah says, the nomadic herdsmen should be allocated land separately from farmlands used by the residents to cater for their animals. Zakara says, it's high time government looked into the issue of Fulani and Ghanaians. I think it should be a second challenge for government after Galamsey fight. And Reagan Augustine says, the best way to solve this man is to extinct the lives of those Fulani men. Oh no, we're not going to do anything like that. It goes on to say, if the country is good, they should stay there. Xenophobia is a way now. Apparently, the Fulanis are not actually tied to any particular country. Yeah, they move from
they can found everywhere.
Yeah, they're found everywhere, so they don't have a specific nationality.
And James Abusanga writes, there's the need for the opinion leaders to direct the Fulani herdsmen to quickly return to where they came from and leave us in peace. And Ben for Richmond says, so this is happening in Ghana and the media is silent. I'm not sure you've been following because we've been very loud over the issue, and God have mercy, he says. Let them kill each other and the place will be peaceful naturally. Really? I'm not sure we'll take this advice. And Desmond O'Clay says, I think the youth should be educated on how important peace is a necessary tool in their societal development. And Kwesi Boateng writes, similar incidents were happening in Agogo, and instead of us as a nation finding a lasting solution to the problem, we were all over the media with accusations and finger pointing. Now it's no more Agogo but another place. As usual, let's make the noise and wait for the issue to die out in a month's time. That's why we need people like you to offer some solutions. Who knows, governments may pick one or two of those advice. All right, so also the past few weeks have been full of talks about government's free senior high school policy. The policy was officially launched last week with lots of excitement and uncertainty in some cases. But while the policy receives applause all over, by a section of the Ghanaian public, there are others who feel the policy must come in handy with a curriculum change. The change, they say, must be from a grammar-focused education to a career-oriented one. What's your take on this?
The educational system in Ghana is archaic, and I think it should be more practical because we only chew and pour, and in the end we are not able to do some practicals or apply it very well because we only learn theories, chew rules, laws, no practical. So I think it should be really revised so that it will be geared towards practicals and other things that will make it stick into our head, other than reading, chewing and pouring it.
For me, I think that it doesn't necessarily matter whether it should change or not. If it's free, it doesn't matter. If you are paying, it doesn't matter. If they think that the current curriculum is not good, they should change it, but not on basis that because it is free, it should be changed. No, I do not believe in that. But if they think that it should be changed not because it is free, but it should be changed because it's not helping our children.
If you want to grow a better nation, if you want the upcoming children to be perfect in the academics, if the new curriculum is not helping, of course you have to revise it. If the old one is not working, if it's not helping them, it has to be revised.
All right, so let's check out many of those comments on Facebook.
Adnan says, educational system in Ghana is purely theoretical theories. That is notorious for theorizing everything that is theorable. No real life application, enough of the theory.
Maybe Adnan should join the likes of Kofi Kinata so that they can be rhyming.
Yeah. Baya Jeremiah says the call is the right one. Our education curriculum places much emphasis on the social and humanity courses, too much at the expense of the technical know-how courses, which can drive the economy into an industrialized one. Industries should be consulted in coming out with the curriculum to be used. And then we have Desmond Oakley says, those people should give us a break. Where were they when the curriculum was drawn previously? Is it now that they see something wrong? James Abusanga says, the concerns of the curriculum change is a good idea, but let's focus on solving problems of the free SHS first.
I'm going to see what our education system needs a total overhaul. Some policies and directions were introduced by our colonial masters, which are no longer relevant for us these days. Education directors are now interested in lesson notes more than even the actual teaching offered by teachers. How can we develop when we are always chasing documents? And Ankoma Ntribo says, very positive suggestion, but let's get the basic right. Let's focus on the provision of necessary learning facilities and infrastructure for our vulnerable children first. All right, and finally, how willing are you to share the love of your life with another person? That's a very tough question, I guess. And the question remains, would you like your husband or wife to have other partners they are committed to? Wow. Well, let me tell you the story of a 58-year-old Tambon Prasad from Thailand who is married to 120 wives. 120 wives. And he has 28 children. I know this is, to the extreme, but this is real. And what strikes me the most is that all his wives know about each other. Strange, right? Okay, so tell me, what is the one thing that will make or compel you to be polygamous?
For instance, if I should marry and then I'm not able to bear children with my wife, and we've tried so many efforts and still it's not coming, I may probably choose another wife. And if that's how God wants to bless me with children, why not?
One thing that'll make me polygamous, honestly, individuals or humans by nature, by instinct, from how we evolved as human beings, we were not made to be a 1:1 primates, that kind of thing. That's why you have wolves having packs. You have even chimpanzees having their own group of people. So, well, now we have the religious, the religious ways that says 1:1. But then even with that, with respect to religion, the Muslims have their own ways. You can have 4 or more. That's what I know. I don't know if it's exactly 4 or more. But the Christian sticks to 1:1. So it depends on which religion you are in. If I were a Muslim and I should have the choice of having 4 or 5, sure.
Cheating. When, let's say, my wife cheats on me, I have to, go back to another girlfriend or, something like that. So that would make me marry more than, let's say, one wife.
And it's interesting that when the men do, they don't want the women to do. Why? So, hey, you do me, I do you. God know the verse.
It's just a society. Society is rather accepts this status quo, and it becomes
it must change. It must change. Definitely, it must change.
Siami Jonathan says polygamous in this era, God forbid. Even it's not easy to do with, so how poly be okay? No, okay, getting. Or being a man who says, but 120 wives. Why 120 wives? Does he want to be like Solomon? And Abiu says, even Ghana here, we have a man of 12 wives with 12 wives and about 100 children.
Really?
Yes, that's my issue actually. I'm looking at 128 wives and
the children are not many.
Are not many. It means the wives are not productive.
Enough. They're not fed.
At least you should have 120 children.
So maybe you should have about 200 children.
No, 120 children. Then we'll know that everybody is to 1. All right. And Brad Kofi says, men with more than one wife live a happier and longer life. Just find out for yourself. Oh, really?
Really? I think they are more prone to heartaches. And Omar Ahmed says, maybe Solomon from the Bible can help us with that wisdom. By Jeremiah says, only madness and the evil spirit can compel me to go for polygamy. Too bad. And Ben for Richmond says, women don't have problems when they know their rivalries, but they have problems when they hear about it. Anyway, those are some of your comments on Facebook. All right, and on that note, we wrap up the interactive segment.